אזור ירושלים, אזור ירושלים רחוב שרי ישראל. נמצא על טרקטור שפגע במספר רכבים. לכן פצועים קשה, אני חוזר. בירושלים, עובר שרי ישראל פינת יפו. נמצא על טרקטור שעלה על כמה רכבים. ושם פצועים קשה, אם יש מישהו בקרבה שיגש. שימו לב, הרן הוכרז באזור ירושלים. הרן הוכרז באזור ירושלים. עקב מפגע שהסתובב על טרקטור. ישנם שני זירות של פגיעות ברכבים, אחד ביפו פינת הטורים ואחד ברחוב שרי ישראל. הרן הוכרז באזור ירושלים.
מה המקרה? מה, איזה דיווח? מה שרי ישראל? אני על יפו. אני לא אתה, הוא מדבר על קצנסטין. קצנסטין, יש לך דיווח משרי ישראל? יש לך כמה נפגעים? אתה לא נפגעים ברחוב יפו. שנייה, אני אגיד לך בדיוק כמה נפגעים. דבר ראשון ברכב, לא בטרקטור, איפה שאתם באוטובוס תתקרבו יותר. בטרקטור יש עוד 3 סטורים, ליד הטרקטור. עוד ברכב יש עוד ערוגה אחת בתוך הרכב. כרגע אני מגלה עוד ערוגה בתוך הרכב. אני חוזר שוב, ברכב יש עוד ערוגה.
I was sitting in my office when a call came through regarding an incident involving a tractor and a bus. I stepped outside our offices on Jaffa Street. I saw a sight of devastation and destruction that I could not comprehend. One vehicle's engine was crushed, not in the way you would normally expect in an accident. The vehicle closest was on its side, with no one inside. The cab was devastated. People were running up Jaffa Street, away from the Shuk Machane Yehuda, with an all too familiar terrified look on their faces. Along with me ran medics from their cars, ambucycles, and on foot. Along with us ran soldiers and police, with guns drawn and faces resolute. The chatter of walkie-talkies merged with cries for help. Gunshots rang out, but I still had no idea what had caused the mayhem. I came across a crowd of people exiting a bus. But the exit looked odd. As I got closer, I realized that they were exiting from the windshield, as the bus was resting on its side, tossed aside like an angry child's toy. Passers-by were assisting with an orderly exit. I shouted if there was anyone requiring medical assistance. Aside from the occasional scratches and bruises, there was nothing critical at this stage. I managed to bandage a lady's mangled foot, but I had to move on. The driver of the bus was on his back, yelling in pain, but conscious. I left him in the care of a friend, but I needed to move on. There were so many to help. Numerous injured were now strewn about, but increasingly large numbers of crews were dealing with each one. It was the lady in the car that got to me. Somebody called me over to help her. The car was mangled and flung up against a barrier. Her fashionable glasses were on her lap, as if waiting to be picked up. We tried to extricate her, but her foot was caught in the crushed door. A soldier grabbed and rocked the car and pulled and brought us the few centimeters we needed. An ambucycle medic joined me in the wreck, and we lifted her out onto a waiting backboard. I cannot describe the extent of her injuries, so as not to pain her family, and furthermore I do not wish to dwell on the sight. It was an image that years will not erase. More cries for help, no time to stop. The rest of the calls turned out to be mostly people suffering from shock. A pregnant lady with back pains, an old lady with her shopping bags had fainted at a bus stop. I returned to my office, put my head down, had a good cry, took a drink, centered myself, and got back to work. One of the most poignant elements of the day has to be the story of Batsheva and Efrat Unterman. Join me as we envision those final moments. It was after a round of errands that included the purchase of a new car seat, a well visit to the doctor, and presumably some routine stops that are part of the fabric of everyone's day-to-day lives. Batsheva was driving down Jaffa Street when she spotted the now infamous tractor. Undoubtedly horrified by what she saw, Batsheva rapidly perceived the driver's murderous intent. She also knew what she had to do: save her baby. She unbuckled her baby as the roar of the tractor, the smell of the diesel fuel from the revving engine, and the sound of crushing metal began to fill the car. In her last heroic act, Batsheva passed little Efrat out the window to a passer-by. United Hatzalah volunteers assisted in caring for little Efrat. The memory of the three victims will be immortalized through the foresight and generosity of three benefactors from Chicago who have each donated an ambocycle in their memory. Jeffrey Ader in memory of Jean Levi, Larry Weiner in memory of Elizabeth Gorin Friedman, Elliot Weiner in memory of Batsheva Unterman. The medical assistance rendered and the lives saved by the United Hatzalah medics racing on these special ambocycles will create a vibrant and eternal bond between all those whose lives have been touched.